Hi everyone. Recently I had a request to create a illustration on how to move pins in the APCD. I thought about the best way to go about this, and I think it needs to be done by video. Trying to do this with pictures and text would be incredibly lengthy and time-consuming because of all the various movements and things that you have to, steps that you need to go through. It'd be hard to describe it on paper and pictures. So I'll try this video and we'll see how it goes. The very first thing I want to make clear is that anytime you make any program changes within the APCD, before those changes can be saved, you have to do what they call a validate and save in the APCD. Now, when you do that, it will create a new course ID and code key for the course. Now, that key is very important to all the players that's going to use the course, because if you don't have matching codes, you cannot connect together in an online game. The courses won't match up, so therefore you won't be able to play two different courses that have been saved with different settings. So I'm going to show you real quick how to see the course ID and code number. You enter links. From the start menu, you go to options. And by the way, we'll be using my course, Northern Lakes, the Pro course, for this pin movement illustration. So I'll choose that course now. So we'll go to Course Manager and we'll locate my course. Northern Lakes. The Pro course. And here's a button called View Course ID. I'm going to press that, and it displays the course ID and the course key. If you ever want to save these, you can press Print to Text File, and then you'll find the Northern Links Pro Course ID text in your main Links 2003 folder. So you can go take a look and you can make sure all these numbers match when it becomes necessary. So this is how you read the course ID. Once again, you come to Course Manager, select a course that you want to check, click View Course ID. Okay, that's enough with that. We'll leave here now and go to the APCD. All right, here I am. I already have the APCD open. And I've already had my course loaded in this one, so there's no need for me to browse to it. But if you're going to be doing this, you'll need to select File and Open, and then browse to whatever course you want to work on. In this case, I'll be using my last save, and we'll open that up. Now be patient when you do this, because depending on your computer and the course, it could take quite a while to load. So just sit and be patient, wait. It will all get loaded eventually. Now, odds are when you're first opening your course, if you don't have these options turned off, you're liable to see all kinds of garbage. on the screens, and I'll show you how to clear everything out if that's the case. Okay, you might be seeing all this stuff, and you'll need to get rid of that so you got a nice clear surface to work with. And what you need to do is turn off these lines. They're called edges, verts. To do that, there's a menu at the top of each window. This was the perspective window. This is how you're viewing the course in the perspective mode. If you right-click on that word, this box opens up. Select Display and turn off the hull, which is the edges, and we'll turn that off. Notice those all went away. Now I'm going to turn off all the trees. I don't need to see those. So once again, right-click, Display, 2D objects. That's what trees are. They're all 2D objects. Do the same on the top view. Display, turn off 2D objects. Display, turn off hull. Okay, now we've got a good clear area. Now to move the pins, you'll need to select a Planting tab. Planting tab is here. It's already selected on mine, but odds are you might be somewhere else. So just be sure to click on Planting. And these are the tabs of what you'll be planting. You'll be planting pins, so we'll select the Pin tab. Now by default, when you open the APCD, it'll be on hole 1. When I selected the pins, all of these little yellow dots showed up on the greens. If I select something besides pins, oops, wrong button. If I select, for example, tees, notice the pins go away, but the tees all come on. So this is how you'd move tees. But when I select pins, watch them all show up on the greens. So select pins. Now all the pins are there. Now if you look really close, you'll see a red dot in the middle of this one. That indicates the center of green for green 1. I know we're on green 1 because by default you come to green 1 at start. So it says we're on hole 1, so the red dot is lit on hole 1. As long as that's lit, if I press this button over here called Fit Selection, All, it will zoom me straight into that red dot in both windows. So let's press that and zoom up to hole 1. Okay, here we are. Now you can zoom in and out using the mouse key, or button, sorry, on either window. I'm scrolling out right now and scrolling back in. You can also move around sideways or forward and backward. Now I do that with my mouse by pressing down on the mouse wheel. The mouse wheel is a button, and that's how I grab the terrain, by pressing the mouse button like this. Now I got a hold of it and I can move my mouse around and shift it anywhere I want to. Now that's only on the top view. On the perspective view, if I select over here and do that, I can move it sideways, up, down, whatever I want. So that's how you move it around or change your views. So you want to zoom in on a particular area, you shift over toward that area and then scroll in. Now if you want to rotate, you press the Control key and then move your mouse. So I'm pressing the Control key now, and I'm grabbing the terrain, and notice when I move it, I rotate. So hold down the Control key and I can rotate, look around, zoom in and out. Let go of the Control key and I can't rotate anymore. I just move sideways or up and down. So that's how you move around within the APCD, like I just showed. Okay, now we're at the greens. We don't need the top view in here right now, so let's get rid of that. I want to see the perspective view all the time. So I'll click on the perspective screen so it's active, and I'll press the W key. Now doing that will give you this. Let's see if it marked W in here. No, I guess that hotkey isn't displayed in here as to what it's for. Just know that the W key goes to widescreen on whichever window you have selected. So if I press W again and I go back to the double screens, if I press on this one and hit W, I go full screen on the top view. And I want to go back to the other screen, press W again. It brings up both screens. Now I click on the right side, press W again. Now I got full screen here. And I can move up and down, shift around however I want to. Okay, now to move a pin, it's pretty simple. Let's say that I want to move this pin to over here. I select the Move tab up here. It says Move Pin. Click on that, and then I click on whatever pin I want to move, which would be that one. Now if I hold down on the left mouse key, I can drag that pin anywhere I want to. So I'm going to press the mouse key, and I can just move it anywhere that I want to. If I want to move it over here, I can do that. If I want to move any of the others, just simply left mouse key, grab it, move it wherever you want, let go. Grab it, move it wherever you want, let go. It's just that simple to move a pin. See, I can just shuffle them all over the place. Now, there will be mounds. Sometimes there'll be a rolling break or green. And when that pin has been planted in the top of a hill, as you move it down the hill, it will stay at the same level. So you might move it down to the bottom of the hill, and it might be 2 or 3 feet high off the ground because it was 2 or 3 feet high up here. Not a problem. That's going to happen. They remain level anytime you move one. The altitude never changes at that point. The altitude will change and the pins will set themselves into the dirt when you do the validate and save function. That will actually, doing that, goes over every 2D object that may have been moved and replants it into the ground. So after you get done moving the pins to where you want them to be, you have to select File, Validate, and Save. Press on that, confirm it, and then sit and wait, and depending on your system, it may take a while. So just be patient, wait for it to finish. It will give you a message when it's finished. So don't think that it's taken too long and try to exit out. Wait for that message that validation is complete. And then take that course wherever you have it and place it in your course folder in your Links game. And then open it up in Links and try testing it, playing it, and see if the pins are where you like. And if they're not, take it back to the APCD and doing as I just described, move the pin again until you're satisfied with its location. Now, if you want to get to other greens, if you've, let's say you've got a plan to move, let's say 4 of them. One on green 1, one on green 6, one on green 14, one on 18. Here's how we'll get to those greens quickly. Right now you're on hole 1. You moved some pins. Now you want to go to hole 4, or I think 6, I said. So you click on this drop down and you pick hole 6. Now, the course will exit out and give you an aerial view of hole 6, which is this length right down through here. If you look close, you can see there's a red dot down here, which means that we're on hole 6, and it's showing the center of the green. So now to get down there, press this again, fit selection all, and it takes you straight down to the, now we're on green 6, and we're going to move this flag. We're still on move up here. We're going to move this flag over just a few yards, and we're going to leave it there. Now we need to go to hole 14. So we select hole 14. It will zoom out. Hole 14 is in the picture. I think here's our little red dot where 14's at. I'm going to press fit selection again. Zoom into it. There's our pins. I'm going to relocate this one over here. Now we're going to go to hole 18. Zooms out. There's hole 18 with the clubhouse. Zoom up to it. There we are. I'll move this pin over here. Oops. Move this pin over here. And just hypothetically, we're done. So right there at this point, if you're happy with everything, validate and save. And once again, take it to Links, test it, see how it works. When you're happy with everything, then you'll have to send that course, its last save, you'll have to send that out to all the players that will be using that course at that point. Because once again, it'll create a new course key and ID. So everybody has to share the same one for it to be an even match. All right, I hope that gave you all the information that you'll need. And if you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I hope you enjoyed the video, and good luck with your APCD work.